They are the faces of viable airlines around the world. From the moment you arrive at the aircraft door to the time that you arrive at your destination, hard-working individuals are concerned about your onboard safety and comfort. Meet Oluwaseun, Blessing, Collins, Beauty, Chiogo, Miriam. For most of them, it's a transition from their course of study.
Oh, I went to LASA, computer science, and I got here after I was done with school. I couldn't wait to be a flight attendant, so I heard about MedView's recruitment, and then I came here, and I was loved.
I'm a graduate of chemistry from the University of Ilorin, and I've been a cabin crew for the past 3 years now. Yes, so I was in my hostel my final year, and when my friends had a friend come over, he was a pilot, and he goes, "Oh, I just finished flight school." He was from University of Ilorin as well, my department. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I could do something like that.
It is not the easiest job, but their people skills come in handy.
That is where your professionalism has to come in place. We all have feelings, but when it comes to your job, you just have to be the best at it. A passenger comes or a guest comes telling you, "Oh, you did this, you did that, you did that," and if I were not a cabin crew, I would have approached it in a different manner. But I give the person a response that he or she is not expecting. I give a listening ear. I'm accommodating. I'm empathetic. I want to help you. And at the end of the day, you probably might just drop all of the attitude and smile at me and give me a very big thank you when I solve your problem. So yeah, that's it.
The safety and the happiness of my passengers depends on me. So I have to make sure they come into the aircraft smiling and leaving the aircraft smiling too.
They are the picture-perfect air hosts and hostesses, and most cannot imagine doing anything else.
Well, my typical day is getting a roster a day before the flight day. I get dressed, well-groomed, then I report for my flight duties. I report to MM2 like 1 hour 30 minutes before the actual flight, so I get well-prepared, well-groomed, and be ready for my pre-flight meeting.
While it's fun, it could also be dangerous.
When they tell you what turbulence is like in the classroom and you experiencing turbulence first class, there's a big difference because you're in the weather, the nature at its best. Like I would say one time where we were en route going to Abuja, and we experienced this very serious turbulence where it felt like there was a lightning struck our aircraft, and it was amazing. So you can't get that in the classroom. They can only tell you what to expect, but you being in it, it's a whole game.
While they are at it, the overall goal of the cabin crew is to ensure that you get home not only safe, but with a pleasant onboard experience.
This is the Nairobi National Park, and here a vintage air rally which include biplanes built in the 1920s and 30s and which have flown from Europe past Egypt's pyramids and through Sudan and Ethiopia are performing an aerial show. As spectators gather to watch, it's a demonstration of capability of what has been described as old planes built to last.
These very old aeroplanes are still capable of doing this difficult and arduous journey, day after day in hard conditions. Particularly in this age where we tend to upgrade, change, buy new things every 6 months or at most a year. So it's to show that 90 years ago we really built some stuff that was built to last, and it's still working properly and safely today. The other element, of course, is to join Europe and Africa in a shared passion for African aviation. This is the out of Africa experience.
The pilots of these planes have been challenged by the elements in open cockpits, stretching their flight limits with the long distances. Some have slept in sandy deserts and under the wings of their plane and in tents.
I was asked some time ago before the rally if I was expecting all of the aircraft to make it to Cape Town, and I said I'd be surprised if they did, and I'd be surprised if they didn't. Unfortunately, we did lose an aircraft yesterday. I'm very pleased to say that the crew were absolutely okay, but the aircraft has been written off. So we have lost one, which is a very great shame. As I said, though, nobody hurt, and that's the important thing. They're tough conditions. They're tough conditions for the aeroplanes. It's hot, it's high. In the afternoons, we get the thunderstorms. All of these things are bad for aeroplanes, and anything that's bad for an aeroplane is stressful for a pilot.
Heavy rains lashing the Kenyan capital in recent days has made it harder for pilots to land on airstrips. The team lost an aircraft when one of the teams flying a vintage Boeing Stearman suffered an engine failure and made a forced landing northwest of Nairobi.
The real direct challenges are more technical, such as the aircraft maintenance and the navigation, and the fact that it's not just one old biplane, but many old biplanes, which means we don't go until we're all ready. So organizational challenges, but there's no problem and no challenge in keeping enthusiasm because we're having a wonderful time.
The planes are basically recreating a route traveled by Imperial Airways, a British commercial air transport company that served the routes of the British Empire to its colonies in Africa during those 2 decades. The race, which is being held for charity, is expected to cover over 12,800 kilometers with the oldest plane from 1928. The route is expected to end in Cape Town, South Africa. That's all on the program this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Bukola Joe Oketumbi.